36. I'm going to stop at 2:19:46. At the time you left the scene in that red Mitsubishi, where were you headed? Answer, supposed to be home. Question, who's home? Answer, I guess Melly's house. Question, and was everybody in that red car headed to Melly's house? Answer, to the best of my knowledge. Question, and what about the Jeep? Where was your understanding that the Jeep was headed, the gray Jeep? Answer, same spot. Question, so both cars left the studio with the intention of heading to what you identified as Melly's house? Answer, correct. Question, can you tell us, I guess, what was the mood
130
or the vibe of the studio while you guys were there? Answer, it was years ago. I can't tell you nothing right now. Question, okay, if you don't recall, that's fine. Was there any physical confrontation that you observed at the studio? Answer, just like a regular day at the studio, smoking and drinking. And you just mentioned smoking. Where are you smoking? Specifically you. Answer, weed. Question, all right. And now the vehicles. We saw that the gray vehicle on the video pulled off first. Can you tell us the route you guys took to the best of your knowledge? I can't tell you because I don't know. Do you recall getting on a highway at all? Answer, I recall being in the car while it was driving. I don't know where. I don't know. I don't. Question, were you awake the entire time you were in that vehicle? Answer, I wasn't. Question, okay, do you know at what point you fell asleep? Answer, I don't. Question, all right. And when you left the studio, you were awake. Is that a fair statement? Answer, I was. Question, and at what point do you recall waking up, or what time do you recall the next thing you saw? Answer, once it came to a stop. Question, all right. And where did you come to a stop? Answer, at the house gate. Question, at the house gate for Melly's house? Answer, yeah. Question, when you got to the house gate at Melly's house, who was inside your vehicle, the red Mitsubishi? Answer, same people you've seen get in the car. Question, by your testimony, Kobe, AD, Tay, and yourself? Answer, yes. Question, okay, so still 4 people. Answer, still 4 people. Question, do you recall how you guys entered the gate? Answer, the gate was open for us. Ms. Smith, publishing states 47. Question by Ms. Smith, I'm going to pause it at timestamp 3:49, looks like 58. Do you recognize that red Jeep Mitsubishi? Answer, I do. Question, is that the vehicle that you left the studio in? Answer, yes. Question, is this the guard gate you testified to at Melly's house? Answer, yes. Question, do you see that screenshot at timestamp 3:51:31? Answer, Question, is that a yes? Answer, yes. Question, do you see yourself inside that red Mitsubishi vehicle? Answer, yes. Question, and were you located? Answer, and where are you located? Answer, passenger. Question, do you recall going through the gate, going through the procedure of going through the gate? Answer, yes. Question, so you get through the gate, where do you go next? Answer, to the house. Question, all right. And can you tell us, you pull into the house, is there a driveway in the house, in front of the house? Answer, yeah. Question, are there any other cars parked in that driveway when you get to the house? Answer, no. Question, all right. Did you see the gray Jeep that you left the studio with at the house? Answer, no. Question, all right. So what do you do when you get out of the vehicle? Answer, what I remember, I just went upstairs and went to sleep. Question, okay, and you said upstairs, so the house is how many stories? Answer, a couple. Question, okay, so you went upstairs to where specifically to sleep? Answer, to Judy's room. Question, all right, was Judy in his room? Answer, no. Question, do you recall where Melly's room was in the house? Answer, not upstairs. Question, okay, do you recall where it was if it was not upstairs? Answer, I think it was like front first room when you come in the house. Question, was Melly at the house when you got there, from what you can recall? Answer, no. Question, did you see Melly at any time in the house? Answer, no. Question, all right, so you go upstairs in Judy's room, and what do you do? Answer, crash. Question, crash meaning? Answer, go to sleep. Question, okay, at some point do you wake up? Answer, yeah. Question, and why? Answer, phone calls, phone calls, phone calls, phone calls. Question, okay, safe to say your phone was getting a lot of phone calls blowing up? Answer, yeah. Question, and at some point you answered the phone, correct? Answer, yeah. Question, okay, what do you do in response to the phone calls? Answer, I answered it when it kept ringing. And yeah. Question, and so what do you do in response to getting that phone call? Answer, I ended up at the hospital. Question, all right, do you recall which hospital that was? Answer, no, I don't. Question, do you recall what city you were in at this point? Answer, I was in Broward. Question, what city, not the county? Answer, Miramar. Question, do you know if you went to Miramar Hospital? Answer, I don't know what hospital it was. Question, so you get to the hospital, what do you find out when you get to the hospital? Answer, that Anthony and Christopher were deceased. Question, okay, and obviously let me not say obviously, but at that point in time, what do you do or how do you react to that news? Answer, grieving. Question, okay, do you stay at the hospital? Answer, not long. Question, where do you go after the hospital? Answer, I ended up somebody's house. Question, all right, do you recall whose house that was? Answer, I don't know whose house it was, but I ended up there. Question, let's start with the city. Do you recall what city that house was in? Answer, Miramar. Question, do you recall if it was in the same or different area than where Melly's house was? Answer, it looked similar. Question, and just to clarify, was it the same or different house than Melly's house? Answer, different. Question, where did you go when you went to that house? Answer, what do you mean? Question, like where in the house did you go? So you go to the house, where do you go? Answer, nowhere. Inside the house, I was in the back. Question, and would your statement refresh your recollection as to whose house you were at? Answer, maybe. Ms. Smith, Your Honor, please permission to approach. Ms. Smith, Your Honor, permission to approach. I'm going to show defense counsel the same statement, page 4. Question by Ms. Smith. Same procedure, Mr. Glass, if you could just review page 4. Answer, I don't see nothing about a house here. Question, if you could just read the entire page and when you're done, let me know. Have you finished reading that page? Answer, yes. Has your memory been refreshed as to whose house you were at? Answer, I still don't see nothing about a house here. Okay, I'm going to now show you what's in evidence as State 62. Do you recognize individuals in State 62? Answer, yeah, I do. Question, okay, who are those individuals? Answer, Melly and another dude, Frito. Question, you said Melly and another dude, Frito? Yeah. Do you know Frito's name or any other nicknames? Answer, that's all I know, Frito. Question, Frito. Do you recall ever going to Frito's house? Answer, just that time. Question, just that time being what time? Answer, after I left the hospital. Question, and for the record, what is Frito wearing in the photograph? Answer, a shirt, a white shirt. Question, okay, so after the hospital, you went to Frito's house? Answer, to the best of my knowledge. Question, and what were you doing at the house? Answer, still grieving. Question, who took you to the hospital? Answer, the cameraman. Question, do you recall his name? Answer, Drew.
What is your
Question, and do you recall who took you from the hospital to Frito's house? Answer, same person. Question, and before you left the hospital, or actually, who went to the hospital with you and Drew? Answer, just Drew. Question, who was at the house, Melly's house, before you left for the hospital? Answer, same people that was there when we got there. Question, okay, same people being the 4 people that entered the Mitsubishi? Answer, yes. Question, so you're at Frito's house. You mentioned, and I forgot exactly where you were in the house. Did you say where you were? Answer, Juby's room. Question, no, not Melly's house, Frito's house. Where were you at Frito's house? Answer, outside. Question, okay, and who was at Frito's house when you first got there? Answer, everybody that was in the house. Question, because I don't know who everybody was or is, can you please specify? Answer, Kobe, Melly, more people I don't know. Question, okay. Was that the first time you saw Melly after you guys left the studio? Answer, yeah. Question, was Melly wearing the same clothes or different clothes than when you saw him at the studio? Answer, nah, he wasn't. Question, nah, he wasn't. You got to specify. Answer, he wasn't wearing the same clothes. Answer, okay. Do you recall what he was wearing? Answer, just had on some shorts. Question, and how long do you stay at Frito Lang's house? Answer, I don't know. Question, okay. Minutes, hours, days? Answer, could be minutes, could be hours. Question, so not days. Answer, not even a day. Question, so when you got to Frito's house, was it light or dark outside? Answer, light. Question, and you previously said yourself and Melly and someone else was at Frito's house. Was Frito there as well? Answer, I think I did see him, I don't remember. Question, okay, what happens while you're there? Like, you're there, you're outside, what happens? Answer, I'm grieving. Question, and you're grieving. Are you grieving alone? Answer, yes. Are you at the house at any point in time? Do more people come to the house or do people leave the house? Answer, if they did come, I don't know. I was in the back there grieving. Question, at any point in time, did Melly leave Frito's house? Answer, it came to a point where I was there by myself. Question, all right. So you were there by yourself. So the people that you previously said were there were no longer there, correct? Answer, correct. Question, and so do you know where they went during that time? Answer, I don't. Question, and we're still talking about October 26th of 2018, correct? Answer, yes. Question, and this would be shortly after the hospital? Answer, yes. Question, at some point does Melly come back to Frito's house? Answer, around that time I'm still grieving, getting a little, I don't know, yeah, I guess. Question, I guess Melly comes back? Answer, yes, I guess they did come back. I don't know, I'm not sure. Question, at some point does Melly leave again a second time? Answer, I don't remember anything from after that. For me grieving, that was the last thing I remember, was me grieving, and I end up in Gifford. Question, so before you end up in Griffin, sick, if I were to show you your statement, would that refresh your recollection as to Melly leaving and coming back the second time? Answer, I suppose so. Ms. Smith, permission to show him statement again? The court, yes, counsel. Question by Ms. Smith. Mr. Glass, I'm going to give you page 5 and page 6. If you could take a look, you can start in the middle and review those pages and look up when you're done. Are you done? Answer, uh-huh. Is that a yes? Answer, yes. Question, did that refresh your recollection? Answer, somewhat. Question, okay, so tell us what you somewhat remember. Answer, I just did. Question, if you recall, you said you weren't sure you went to Gifford. And then I asked you if your statement would refresh your recollection. Does your statement refresh your recollection as to whether Melly left again? Answer, I'm not sure. I was grieving. I'm not sure what nobody did. I was grieving. Question, let's see. I pointed out to you someone was, the person that was wearing the jacket that you identified as Melly was carrying something across his side or his back on the video. Do you recall seeing that? Answer, I guess. Question, do you recall what that's referred to? Answer, a satchel.
There's
Did
Billy.
you see that question? Did you see that satchel again after you left the studio? Answer, no. Question, do you know what was in the satchel? Answer, I don't. Question, okay. Do you recall seeing anyone else with a satchel that night at the studio? Answer, that was 5 years ago. I don't recall. Question, is there anything that can refresh your recollection as to whether or not anybody else was wearing a satchel? Answer, I suppose so. Question, if I were to show you that video again, would that refresh your recollection? Answer, I suppose so. Publishing State 7. Question by Ms. Smith. I'm going to start Publishing State 7 at 2:19:01. I'm going to pause at 2:19:13. Does the video refresh your recollection as to anyone else that was carrying a satchel? Answer, yes. Question, who, if anyone, was carrying a satchel? Answer, I see Chris with one. Question, and that's Christopher Thomas? Answer, yes. Question, did you ever have any business relationship with the person referred to as Track? Answer, no. Question, okay, do you know who Track is? Answer, not really. Question, not really, or answer, I don't know who he is at all. Question, do you know of him? Answer, yeah. Question, did you see Track on October 26, 2018 at any point? Answer, no. Question, do you recall giving a statement, specifically the statement that I previously provided you with here today to the detective in this case? Answer, Question, you have to answer out loud. Answer, yes. Question, that was a statement that you gave to Detective Moretti and another detective, I believe from Indian River. Is that correct? Answer, it could be. Question, would showing you that statement refresh your recollection as to anything regarding your interactions with Track on October 26, 2018? Answer, I don't know. I don't know Track. Question, no. My question was, would showing you the statement refresh your recollection as to any time you saw Track on October 26 of 2018? Answer, no. Question, one moment. You said you ended up back in Gifford at some point in time on October 26 of 2018. Answer, yes. Question, and do you recall where Melly was at the time you went to Gifford? Answer, I don't remember. Question, at some point at Frito's house, do you guys all leave, meaning you yourself, everybody that you previously identified that was there? Answer, I don't recall. Question, you don't recall leaving? Answer, I don't recall leaving with anyone. I don't know where I left. I don't know how I left. Question, okay, just to clarify my question, so you mentioned you left. When you left for Gifford, was anyone else at Frito's house? Answer, I don't know. Question, do you recall Melly making any statements in your presence while you were at Frito's house? Answer, I don't recall. Question, would showing you your statement refresh your recollection as to anything Melly told you while you were there? Answer, I don't recall. Question, so you remember them leaving the house at least once, correct? Answer, yeah. Yes. Answer, yes. Question, all right. Now, when they came back, do you recall any conversations that Melanie had in your presence that first time after the first time? Answer, I don't recall. Question, would showing you your statement refresh your recollection as to those statements? Answer, no, it wouldn't. Question, all right. Do you have a Facebook page back in October 26th of 2018? Answer, I believe so. Ms. Smith, I'm approaching counsel with what's been marked as state's quadruple I, which was previously shown permission to approach the witness. The court, you may. Question by Ms. Smith. Mr. Glass, do you recognize these two pages that I'm showing to you? Answer, I guess so. Question, and this is a Facebook. Do these statements reflect a Facebook conversation? Answer, they do. Question, is this a fair and accurate representation of the conversation that you had on Facebook? Answer, it is. The clerk states quadruple I will be marked as states 83. Ms. Smith, permission to publish? The court, you may. Question by Ms. Smith. Mr. Glass, can you see that document in front of you? Answer, yes. Question, all right, where it says author, can you read that for the members of the jury? Answer, you want me to read it?
Excuse me one second. Danielle and I keep the message of one of your members needs a restroom break, so we'll take a short recess. Do not discuss the case. Don't form any opinion about the case. Don't allow anyone to discuss the case with us. We'll be back and finish reading shortly as soon as we're done with the restroom break. All right? Thank you. Thank you. Let the record reflect the jury sit down. Ms. Devins, you need a restroom break?
Yes, sir.
Can we arrange that for Mr. Devins?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We're in recess. Hopefully forecast. Answer, yes. Question, is this the guard gate you testified to at Melly's house? Answer, yes. Question, do you see that screenshot at timestamp 3:51:31? Answer, Question, is that a yes? Answer, yes. Question, do you see yourself inside that red Mitsubishi vehicle? Answer, yes. Question, and where you located? Answer, and where you located? Answer, passenger. Question, do you recall going through the gate, going through the procedure of going through the gate? Answer, yes. Question, so you get through the gate, where do you go next? Answer, to the house. Question, all right, and can you tell us, you pull into the house, is there a driveway in the house, in front of the house? Answer, yeah. Question, are there any other cars parked in that driveway when you get to the house? Answer, no. Question, all right, did you see the gray Jeep that you left the studio with at the house? Answer, no. Question, all right, so what do you do when you get out of the vehicle? Answer, what I remember, I just went upstairs and went to sleep. Question, okay, and you said upstairs, so the house is how many stories? Answer, a couple. Question, okay, so you went upstairs to where specifically to sleep? Answer, to Judy's room. Question, all right, was Judy in his room? Answer, no. Question, do you recall where Melly's room was in the house? Answer, not upstairs.
Question, okay, do you recall where it was if it was not upstairs? Answer, I think it was like front first room when you come in the house. Question, was Melly at the house when you got there from what you can recall? Answer, no. Question, did you see Melly at any time in the house? Answer, no. Question, all right, so you go upstairs in Judy's room and what do you do? Answer, crash. Question, crash meaning answer, go to sleep. Question, okay, at some point do you wake up? Answer, yeah. Question, and why? Answer, phone calls. Question, okay, safe to say your phone was getting a lot of phone calls blowing up? Answer, yeah. Question, and at some point you answered the phone, correct? Answer, yeah. Question, okay, what do you do in response to the phone calls? Answer, I answered it when it kept ringing. And yeah. Question, and so what do you do in response to getting that phone call? Answer, I ended up at the hospital. Question, all right, do you recall which hospital that was? Answer, no, I don't. Question, do you recall what city you were in at this point? Answer, I was in Broward. Question, what city, not the county? Answer, Miramar. Question, do you know if you went to Miramar Hospital? Answer, I don't know what hospital it was. Question, so you get to the hospital, what do you find out when you get to the hospital? Answer, that Anthony Christopher were deceased. Question, okay, and obviously at that, let me not say obviously, but at that point in time, what?
Yeah, so it's on repeat. I'm gonna save that for later. Yeah, it's obviously. And that was Discord.
The closing arguments for the YNW Melly murder trial just happened and it was intense. The prosecutor laid out tons of evidence that points towards the back left seat of the car, and phone data that puts Melly in the vicinity of the crime scene. Then Melly's team points out a few holes in the sloppy investigation and more possible suspects that were never investigated. This was one of the more intense days, so buckle up. Hit subscribe right now, follow me on all my social media. Thanks for the support, let's get right in.
General rules that apply to your discussion. In deciding if the killing
agrees that there's no keyhole in. If you remember, blows out the glass. So what do you know about Christopher Thomas's wound? That it's coming in at almost...
There finally. He hasn't been there. But the number he called was 9807, which is the phone they're denying in trial.
And fired from the same weapon as the one inside the car. That he doesn't have a weapon for comparison. And he gives a list, 30 or so.
Addressed you folks just a few months disposal. We have interrupted your lives for it seems like months, and we have aren't my word. Number 3, that there is absolutely no eyewitness that will implicate this young man to this crime.
He's on camera walking into the fucking seat.
Number 4, they talk about premeditation. I suggest to you there is absolutely no evidence whatsoever to show premeditation. And the last one that we absolutely agree with, and they admit it, the Miramar Police Department lacks the training. Those aren't my word. That was Miss Bradley just an hour ago. Not only did Miss Bradley say that, but Sergeant Williams, over 100 exhibits, sitting right here on the floor. Miss Bradley made reference to some of them. They're all here, that this is a smokescreen. I suggest to you that this is open for anybody to interpret any way they want what this case is. And that's all this evidence is. That's not evidence proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
I think he's talking mainly about the messages there.
Who said it? I leave my phone, and I'm sure you all, in the house, and my wife picks it up and sends a message that there's a conflict in the testimony, that there's a lack of testimony. We learn immediately that that Jeep was taken. The expert in tracking phone is expert. I cannot determine precisely. To this day, does hand-signs of a gang, and he does that because he realizes it promotes his music.
Um,
The case. Anthony Williams. Is the back door unlocked? Yeah. What about this one? Where Mr. Jennings says
I'm not even gonna lie though. Bro, what?
Next message says from God. That's his boy. It's on site. This is part of the same conversation. I believe so, yes.
Fuck.
Problem. Date time is right after each other. Correct. Next message is from Rommel. Correct. Previous message was sent out at
It's crazy. Premiering now. No, not that. Premiering now. Premiering now. It says chat's not working. Premiering now. Yeah, I think. Guess that's it now. I'm trying to look for something live now. I'm trying to look for. There we go.
And greetings from the community of El Sereno.
That's crazy. That shit crazy. Bro. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, pretty much that was it. It's a repeat. Well, what the hell? This is crazy.
So what I can show you here is this. Check this out. So this is a propane tank, one of hundreds that are in that yard. And Phoenix Fire tells me that this propane tank almost hit their truck. So you can imagine is because these are basically like bombs going off. Is cars,
What?
you know, a home maybe in this area potentially, little small ones in that yard.
gosh.
Yep.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah,
Ellen,
pretty-
that looks like a sword.
That's crazy. Alright. I ain't gonna lie though, like it's alright boys, well that's all I have for you today. Yeah, that's all I have for you today guys. Thank y'all for watching and I'll keep up to you on this. Basically.
And she methodically went through it. Closing argument, they
How it was committed. The wounds that were inflicted. The back of the head.
jury believes that that's what that means.
From any of those individuals.
No panic or down. How much worse would this?
Yeah, that's it.
Right now at 5:30, the jury is about to get the case of a South Florida rapper accused of gunning down his two friends' own defense.
And then try to accused of killing two of his friends, previous to the. That's why.
We pulled over, and that's when Melly got in the car with us.
That's why the defense says it couldn't have been Melly who killed Thomas and Williams. They maintain he wasn't even
friends at the exact same time you learned of it.
Yes.
And on end of the day, though, they will not. Melly is in Lauderdale. I mean, in Margle.
Yeah. All right then. Just need to look at something right quick. I just need to look at something right quick, guys. If there's any news going on. Oh. Alright, that's all I can do.
Step by step